So we got a couple cases of Democrats being Democrats. Now, as you know, I'm an independent. I do lean conservative, but I stay independent. I've voted for both sides for president in the past. But, sometimes it's just some of the things these people say are indefensible, and it's just peak stupidity. And we have a couple examples of that today. So let's take a look. Now, I'm just going to start off with the absolute banger, the piece de la résistance, Ilhan Omar. Oh, you poor, poor summer child. Volume's not working. Hang on. There it goes.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI.
Welcome to the Quality Leering Center.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI.
Bro, I don't know. Like, even if she got it right and read the Roman, this is what happened. She read the Roman numeral for 2 as 11. Okay. But even if she got that right and said World War II, the fact that she said doing World War, even if she said doing World War II, like, that's bad enough on its own. But she just has to out herself for not knowing, like, the most basic of Roman numerals.
Italian immigrants during World War XI.
Welcome to the Quality Leering Center.
Oh my god, bro. Fucking retarded dumbass. Like, what do you even say? Maybe we don't deport Ilhan Omar. If she's going to keep dropping bangers like this, maybe we keep her around for a couple more laughs, My god. All right. This chick, candidate for Congress in I don't know, somewhere. Democrat candidate for Congress somewhere. We got to go to the end. Volume's not working. She had her own moment recently.
You also said you're running to abolish ICE. This is something that we've heard other Democrats and activists talk about.
Yeah.
From an immigration enforcement perspective,
Yes.
who do you think should be in charge of enforcing immigration laws?
It's a good question. And you can pause because I just want to think about it for a minute.
She just asked them to pause the interview so she could think about it. I'm pretty sure they're live, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
We need to continue, though.
Okay.
Reporters having none of it, bro.
Who do I think should be in charge
My God.
of enforcing immigration laws?
Yeah, you get rid of ICE. Who should
Not
enforce
the
it?
executive branch.
Oh, not the executive.
Not
Okay.
the president. So
you want the people who make the laws to enforce the law as well? The legislative branch? Is that what you want? Because that's not their role. Do you want the judges to enforce the law, the judiciary? Because that's not their role either. So do you want to create a fourth branch of government then? Because if the executive isn't, and it's not the role of the legislative, and it's not the role of the judiciary, you want to create a whole new fourth branch just to enforce the law? What do you even say, bro? It's crazy. All right, then we have Lee Zeldin. This guy is what is he again? He's the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency under Donald Trump. I had never heard of this guy before, but he had some absolute bangers here. Oh no, this was the piece de la résistance for this. He had 2 great moments. Oh my gosh, the audio. Why? Monami. What's up?
When climate...
It's better. All right, check this out. He's going to war with he's in a battle against the famous blue-haired swamp hag gremlin lady of Congress who somehow is still there. I don't know how you see this thing and you're like, yeah, that's who I'm voting for. That's just insane to me.
When climate change is flooding our streets.
Check out the bling though, man. She's got like every finger What? Look how big this thing is. Okay, I'm getting distracted. The other hand too. Jesus, I respect that.
When climate change is flooding our streets, poisoning our air, driving up healthcare and disaster costs, how can the EPA justify abandoning that duty to protect Americans to appease polluters under the false flag of economic growth?
Following the law, Section 202 of the Clean Air Act, where does it say anything about fighting global climate change?
Ooh.
Loper Bright, Supreme Court case, you familiar with it?
No, I maybe others are. I'm not. But let me ask.
But that's really important. As a member of Congress, Loper Bright says that we as an agency don't have the authority to get creative. If Section 202 of the Clean Air
So yeah, as a member of Congress, you know, the legislative branch, you know, responsible for making and passing law, he says maybe you, Congress lady, Congresswoman, should know the law. Crazy concept.
All right.
No, but you don't have, excuse me.
Oh,
you
raise
do
your
not
voice.
have
There you go.
The right
I
to
was
say
actually
climate
answering your
change
questions.
does not exist.
Get
that
angry,
is the
raise your
host,
voice.
And that's where this administration
I
is
understand
coming
you're
from.
upset that you don't know what Loper Bright is. Do you know what the major policies doctrine is?
I'm upset because
You know what the
this
major
is-
policies doctrine is?
You know what, let me just
You're a
say this
member
to
of
you.
Congress. You should know.
Well,
He's
you
right.
have moved from someone who defended the environment to all of a sudden
Being very
making
defensive
a-
about not knowing the two biggest landmark Supreme Court cases of the last
and
year
you are
with
very,
regards to your
you are
question.
very defensive about changing your policy and your positions with regard to the environment. Now,
Okay.
you just tell
Do you want me to tell you what the two biggest
No,
Supreme
I
Court
want you to
cases
tell
are of the
me.
last few years?
This is what I want you
Michigan
to tell
versus
me.
EPA,
Whoa.
West Virginia versus EPA.
You know, you're here because you need money from us. So halt for the second.
Oh,
and
my
wait for the
God.
questions and answer the questions.
Well, I answered
He's
your
going
question.
demon
You didn't
mode.
like my answer because
did
you,
not
don't know what
answer the
Loper Bright is.
question.
Because you don't know what the major policies doctrine is.
Chairman,
Because you're asking
This
me.
poor lady.
You're asking me about Section 202 of the Clean Air Act, and you don't read it. You don't know what it says.
Listen, and what you want to do is to deny. You want
No,
to.
I actually read the law. I do
Glasses
my
coming
homework.
off.
Really?
You're just somebody who likes to have the microphone on. You know what I have to do?
Damn, call her
I read
out.
the law.
No,
I
Mr.
read the
Chairman, I
Supreme
don't have
Court
to listen
cases.
to this, and I would say
No,
this,
what you should do
that
for your
this-
constituents is actually
this-
read
this
statute.
budget
Read
is
the
at real
statute, yep.
risk.
Read
Let
your
me tell
Supreme
you,
Court.
This is the Appropriations Committee.
Oh, you're
you
you're
come
gonna-
here.
The weakest gavel hits I've ever seen in my life, by the way. He's like, I can't believe I have to sit through this shit.
Your
Tell you,
Supreme Court.
This is the Appropriations Committee.
Oh,
you
you're
come
gonna-
here.
You care
and
about
you
science?
tell
Now
us-
you're threatening to defund it?
Oh my God! No, you don't fund
Because
science.
you don't know what Loper
You
Bright
are
is.
climate
Because you don't know what the
deniers.
major policies
You are
doctrine is. Your
climate
message
deniers.
to our folks at the EPA is that you want to
I don't
defund
have
us.
to listen to this BS.
The BS. You think I made up these cases?
Yeah, I think you have made
Yeah?
up a
I
whole
made
lot of
I made
BS.
up Loper Bright. I made up West Virginia versus EPA.
Hey, she's never heard of it before, Senator, or not Senator. She's never heard of it, Lee. So obviously you made it up.
I made up Michigan versus EPA.
Michigan? What the fuck is Michigan?
Woe is right. What are you doing? Why
Wait,
are you helping
whoa.
polluters?
Holy shit, bro. Okay, and then it got, believe it or not, it got worse. Check this shit out. Oh no, we got no volume. Hang on. There we go. Oh, no, same issue. 1 second. Let me just equalize the audio. I'll turn it up a little bit. Okay, now check this shit out.
Enforcement and Compliance Office. Don't.
Glyphosate.
Is that your question? I'd say don't. If your cup was filled with glyphosate, I'm telling you as the administrator of EPA, don't drink it.
Thank you so much for agreeing to what we need to
I don't know what the
do
question
all
was.
along.
You're holding up a cup saying glyphosate.
You know,
Don't drink it. Don't inject it.
maybe you should try doing that.
Whoa!
Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to move on to a second question.
Oh my god. Check out the lady's response next to her. So he says, if your cup is filled with, glyphosate, whatever the fuck that is, I'd assume it's something poisonous to you. He says, don't drink it. He goes a step further, don't inject it either. And then
A cup saying
her,
glyphosate.
You know,
watch
Don't
your
drink it. Don't
reaction.
inject it.
maybe you should try doing that. Okay, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to move on to a second question, Mr. Chairman.
Dude, you hear how she softens her tone? She says, excuse me, I'm going to move on to a second question. She wants to immediately redirect because she knows she just fucked up bad, bro. Then she softens her tone when she talks to the chairman. She's trying to put on the charm, but when you look like this and you just told someone you're fucking in a hearing with to literally kill themselves. Oh, I don't know if I can say that on a YouTube video. I might have to edit this one. When you told someone in a hearing to, end themselves, man, I don't know if that little level of charm will do anything for you.
Well, it wouldn't have been prolonged.
Wait, what did he say?
Well, it wouldn't have been prolonged, except that it's interesting.
Yeah, we come with facts. We have answers. Go ahead.
She don't know what to say.
Office.
So she gets into this big argument with this guy, goes on to tell him to just, off himself. It's just insanity. These people are insane. This is, what day was this? Was this after the dinner? This was after the dinner, by the way. This is after someone rushed the correspondence dinner and tried to assassinate the entirety of the Trump cabinet. From top to bottom, he said, okay, except for Kash Patel. She comes in here and tells this guy, off yourself. Oh, man. Shameless. No shame with these Democrats, dude. No shame. I considered making a super montage of all the violence they called for, but there's just an endless line of clips and smaller montages of it. So it'd just be too much, bro. But yeah, they're crazy. I can't believe that blue-haired swamp hag is still in Congress. How is it nobody run and beat her yet? Somebody beat this woman in the run, in the race for, that congressional seat. How has it not happened? Bro.